The main purpose of the development of science and technology is not just improving the human's life quality. One of the other significant reasons is the optimization in the industrial environment. In the industrial cases, the safety and efficiency are incredibly important. That's why there is the appearance of the robot arm to replace people's tough tasks. In this project, the robot arm will not be controlled as usual. It will be combined with the basics computer vision knowledge to do that.
Before moving to the explanation part about the project, there are several warnings. First, accept the voice using for explaining, the others are AI-generated voices. Second, since I'm not officially studying specialized in AI, all of my knowledge about computer vision is self-studied from the internet resources. Therefore, there may be some mistakes in explanation and representing.
First of all, to understand how the code is organized, let's see the flowchart. Notice that because there are two source codes, one in Arduino for the hardware and one in Python for the computer vision, there are also two flowcharts for each topic.
Before moving to the code, we're gonna start taking a look at the flowchart, which is how which is where I perform, how I organize the coding. Before moving into the main parts, I would like to ensure that I have not studied computer vision yet. So the code in Python that is use the computer vision is what I get from the internet and something like online tutorial and taken up from some resource in the internet. But anyway, let's start. First of all, it's about the Arduino system. It's in the left side. As usual, we need to initialize a variable O and include O using framework libraries. Next one is the set color. Is where analog writes value to each color of the RGB LED to let it turn it on in different color. Next one in the setup is I configure input up and output pins and the zero rate. In the loop is the if condition to check whether they are activating signals or not, and the switch conditional branch statement for control servo motor in different angle and turn RGB LED in different color. So basically, the Arduino coding is pretty simple, and the highlight of this project is the Python is where I show all my ability to research on my own. So let's start on the Python code about computer vision. The idea, which is the right one, the idea is using the laptop's camera to capture the number of fingers and then sending the serial signal to the Arduino system. First of all, as usual, we need to include all use library, and then I define a function sent to Arduino to send serial signal to Arduino system, and then I create the while loop for reading the camera and if condition to check if the camera is successfully read or not, then flipping the image horizontally, also creating the region of interest based on the camera size, distinguishes the color and brightness details, and create the boundary conditions by the skin color range and also the binary mask to differentiate human skin from the image template. Also the cleaning mask with the morphological image processing filter as a thing to sorting out the data getting through the camera. Also masking the image with the Gaussian filter. Next one is finding the contours, like if then the if condition to check the appearance of the finger, choosing the maximum contour and calculate the object's area, the if condition to check whether the contour size is big enough or not, and calculate the convex in the hue area, the if condition to calculate the solidity, and also to check whether the object is the end or not based on the solidity range through every function that we wrote above. And then we take whole as the index, finding convexity defect and if condition to check whether these things are convexity defects or not. Then the for loop for every defect and solving each defect detail, coordinate of 3 points to create the triangle and using mathematical methods to calculate size and angle. If condition to check whether what's the finger or not based on calculate value to change the state the sending to a Arduino system. Next one that we're gonna drawing the hands contours and create the maximum limit of counting finger. Writing number of fingers on the counting process. And then the if condition to create the logic control flow for the Arduino code. And the last one is showing the image and the video, which is gonna create some signal that is sent to the Arduino system. Finally, that we need to create something to stop in the program, and in this case I use the button ESC. Finally, after we taken out of the loop. This will release all being captured camera, video files, and closing all browsers showing images. Again, I have not studied computer vision officially yet, and all of my knowledge about this specification just learning on my own. So basically, maybe my way of performance and my knowledge maybe have some mistakes, so please forgive it. That's all. Thank you.
Following up to the flowchart, let's take a look at the Arduino code. Since the controlling method using basics computer vision, the component parts in Arduino system are pretty simple.
To the code, first of all, as usual, we need to configure all the usable variables and include all the library and framework that we're going to use. In this case, they are RGB LED, servo motor, and LCD I2 displays. Next one, we need to create a function to control the RGB LED, called set color to analog right indifferent and value to turn it on different color. Since my RGB LED that I bought is the common anode, therefore I'm going to use 250 pi minus the value instead of just value as usual. Next one is the setup where I initialize serial communication and configure out movement in the servo motor. Also configure RGB LED as output and configure LCD I2C as an interaction displays. Also create some default states. It's where they are not the arm is not moving. Next one is the connection to check if someone is it can receiving the signal or not, in the serial monitor, and also initialize variable for the command from serial monitor. And also because there are so many states over here, it's about five states. Therefore, I use switch conditional statement instead of a lot of if else. First of all, is the case one. It's ready. It's in the arm will be in the angle of 35. The RGB is in LED. Is where it receives the signal 1. For the signal 2, the angle will be 55 and the RGB LED will be green. For is where the arm is approaching. For the picking, is when it receives the code number 3. The angle will be 75 and the color is blue. And the arm is lifting, that means the code number is 4. The angle would be 105 and the color would be a yellow. The final one is the placings is when it receives the signal code number 5 and the angle would be 135. The color is purple. It's where the arm is placing. And for the default value is where is no movement, and obviously the RGB LED is not turning on. So basically, the Arduino, as I said, the Arduino code is pretty simple, and the highlight and the complicating of this project, I think in this project is the computer vision Python code, which I try to show that I have a capability to research on my own, although maybe there are some mistakes and failures in this.
The next one is the explanation about the vision-based Python source code. Once again, since knowledge about computer vision is just self-studying, there may be several mistakes during explanation session.
Into the Python code, I would like to highlight the thing that I have not studied any official computer vision course before at university or something like that. So every knowledge I know about this thing is coming from an idea that I would like to use something relating to artificial intelligence, like computer visions to control the system and combine it with the Arduino system, which I studied at university about Arduino. Therefore, if I have any mistakes during explaining about the computer vision, please forgive it. Okay, let's move into the code. First of all, I include the library for treating images, video, and camera is called CV2, and also import the Python's mathematical library is called NumPy, and also the library to sending serial signal O. Furthermore, I need to initialize the variable connecting to the Arduino hoop. This is the key point because it's a way to connect between Arduino code and the Python code in this case. Also, the library called counting the time of sending signal to Arduino system. Obviously, we can know in the operating system, the data cannot be sent continuously. It still have a time. It still needs time, although it's very, very short. Next one is opening the laptop's default camera and also I define functions to send the serial signals, and the status variable that just sends signal if there is a transformation of the hand. In this case, the servo motor is simulated for it. Then I create the loop for reading camera and checking if reading camera is successful or not. It will log out if the camera has any problems. Then we're gonna flip the image horizontally and create the region of interest based on the size of the camera and convert it into the RGB color dimension for the differential information about color from brightness details. Next one, we're gonna create the skin color range, filter the color, and create a binary mask to differentiate human skin from the image template, and morphological image processing a filter to clean mask. These things can be treated as the boundary conditions to which signals from the reality that we should use and which one should not. And then and also to make it clearer, we need to remove small objects to distinguish to separating things and file controls and counting the number of fingers. Then I use a keep if condition to checking if there are fingers or not, and choosing the maximum contour, calculating the object's area, and check if it's big enough to be a hand or not. And also, let's move into the side of the contour. First of all, obviously, we need to use a condition for the big enough contour, calculating the convex hull, which is the rubber covering the hand, calculating the hull's area, calculating the solidity, condition for and also we need the condition for the hull area to calculate solidity because it's division. Next one is the range of the solidity for the hand, and its condition to check if that object is hand or not based on the solidity. This range is I search for it on the Google, and taking hull as index and finding convexity defects like a like the misconduct of contour converting to convex hull. Then the if condition to check if there are convexity defects or not, counting and then we counting one more finger. If the answer is no, then we create the loop for every defect, solving each defect detail including start, ending, vertex, and the tip. Coordinate of triples to create the triangle of gaps between fingers, and I use the cosine rules to calculate the length of the three triangle side. Also, we need an if condition to avoid dividing by zero, and also we need to calculate the angle of the triangle and the condition to ensure if it's the finger or not. If everything is acceptable, we will add one more finger, and then we drawing the hands contours. Then also since the hand just only have 5 fingers, we need to create the limit max of counting finger. And next one is serial communication, where it's sending the signal from Python to Arduino coding, and then condition to change the status on Arduino based on the signal it received from Python. Next one is we writing the number of fingers on the counting process. This is the power of the library A for trading image, videos, and camera. Then we move into the logic control flow as we create in the Arduino that we have 6 modes, 5 mode controlling, and one mode is default, that's over there. And then we're showing the video and showing the images. Also, I create a condition to stop the program in 1 millisecond by an ESC button. After stopping the program, we release all camera or video file that cap is capturing, closing all browser showing image in creating PySerial on the screen. Okay, finally, since I'm not an expert in this field, to be honest, I have not studied officially about the computer vision at university. Therefore, maybe I have some mistake during the explanation period. Please forgive it for that, and that's all. Thank you so much.